Hey guys, it's Sven, founder of thestartupchef.com and your host of Founders Tribe, your weekly podcast where we invite movers and shakers to the show to help you build an amazing business and life. In short, helping you to raise funds smarter and build business faster. Do you still remember that specific day that you came up with this mind-blowing concept that would literally make all of the difference in the world? It was that aha moment, it was the accelerator for you to finally launch your own startup. And today you have actually reached the internal conviction and external validation that you would love to attract external investment capital to set up your startup for the races. But where do you actually start your successful startup journey, right? I mean, you have probably read all of the books out there. 0 to 1, Lean Startup, Blitzscaling. Maybe even you're deep diving in online at Crunchbase or Y Combinator, Forbes or TechCrunch, or you spend a significant time with your friend Google that leaves you actually clueless with more confusion. All the information that is available online is truly great, but don't you think it all remains very superficial and doesn't really give you a practical and proven approach? Or is it actually that these authors don't really want to share the real secrets with you? The point is, you have actually no idea how to raise investment. I know how you feel insecure and uncomfortable. You doubt each step along the way and really wonder if your company has what it takes. This knowing there are only a few investors available for you in the market. Raising startup capital is an emotional roller coaster, and you want it so bad. I know, because I can tell you I have been there myself many times. But the real truth is that our mind is truly our biggest enemy. I promise you, it doesn't need to be like that. You can change the odds in your favor when you're just taking the time and follow a very structured process. So introducing today to you the 9 steps to make it work. In today's post, I want to provide you a framework of thinking, a 9-step process that I will hope you to suit your mind. Are you ready for it? Step number 1, spike up your fundraising knowledge. If you want to avoid getting screwed or getting tossed around the room by investment pros, you really would love to know the exact details that make up the full fundraising process. Now, to just name a few items that you can think of: the terms and definitions, the funding options available to you, the type of investor you're actually looking for, the amount of money you plan to raise, or exploring the investment requirements the investor has. I mean, your confidence comes with turning information into knowledge, knowledge into implementation, and implementation into experience. But before starting your fundraising journey, to make a really great impression, you need to know exactly how that process works. Step number 2, identify a tribe of dream investors. I mean, this is self-explanatory and even perhaps obvious, but what you want is to have at least a list of 70 investors to reach out to. This will grow your chances significantly. Just sending out some emails to everyone that cares to name tag investor will not help you seal the deal. There are hundreds, otherwise thousands of investors out there in the marketplace in a variety of industries, but there's only a few dozens that make up your club to success. So take the time to identify exactly what you look for in your ideal investor. Step number 3, work on spotlighting your startup. A lot of early stage startup founders have not yet built up a Rolodex packed with investors that are readily available on speed dial. This requires you to explore, of course, alternatives. One of them is building up your online authority and exposing yourself as the expert in your niche. This will lead to the result that as soon as your new investor hits Google search, that you have sufficient credibility online that helps you build that reputation. Now, to hand you a few ideas, consider starting a podcast, posting your testimonials, or start writing articles and blogs. Step number 4, build investor relationships early. I mean, in our industry, the saying goes, ask for money, you will get advice, ask for advice, and you will get the money. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine that if you have not yet built a relationship with an investor, or you even drop your pitch deck on his desk, knowing he has already a stack full to review, it's not going to differentiate you in any kind of way from the pack, and it will not give you that specific competitive edge that you're actually looking for. I mean, raising capital is a human game. It's powered by psychology that leads you to do the right things at the right time. Investing and spending time connecting investors at an early stage will help you to warm up your investor relationships far before you go out for the hunt of funds. Step number 5, get your data room and business fundamentals right. I mean, before you even consider creating your investor documents, we advise our students in Startup Dream Date Capital to first get your business fundamentals right. Then second, you build your data room. And third, then you start building your pitch deck. Pitching to professional investors is an exercise of growing trust. You will start with a vocal pitch. You will follow up with most probably an investor deck. Then you have an informal due diligence that contains all kinds of crispy questions that will help investors to mitigate their risk. And then you start evaluating the data room to explore if everything that you actually have been saying can be backed up by data, facts, and whatever more. So getting your data room and business fundamentals right early on is what matters the most to cross the finish line. Step number 6, crafting your pitch documents. Once you have analyzed your business and feel that you and your startup are equipped with all of the confidence that your opportunity is solid, it is the time to translate your opportunity into a set of pitch documents. Now, the easiest way to approach this is to see your pitch documents as a funnel, right? An information funnel carefully distributed to your investor that helps him or her move naturally through your offering. So you could consider, for example, starting with a video pitch, followed by an investment teaser, a basic pitch deck, a comprehensive pitch deck, your financials, and of course, again, your data room. Step number 7, reach out and pitch like a pro. I mean, a great preparation is literally half of the work, the saying goes. And this couldn't be more true for raising capital. Only once you have prepared everything in advance, in detail, then you want to open up your round by inviting the investors to participate. And pitching like a pro means you're having the ability to deliver an engaging startup pitch that motivates your investor to take action. It requires you to defend your investment thesis in maybe 2 or 3 meetings and help you and your investor to get more comfortable with each other and again mitigate their risk. Your goal here is to win their hearts, address all of the pending concerns, and get that term sheet or non-binding offer in your hand. Step number 8, nail your due diligence, negotiate the terms, and get those financing options signed. Now let's assume that until the moment the process went super duper, right? From 70 investors there are now only 5 to 7 left that are actively exploring the opportunity. I mean, congratulations, you have come a long way, but we are not there yet. When we spoke before about your informal due diligence, we arrive now at the stage the official due diligence takes place. Or to just say it in a different way, this is the moment the lawyers will be knocking your door to turn your company upside down to mitigate all of the risk and again double checking your assumptions, words and promises to move your term sheet into a more formal investment agreement, like for example the SAFE note, convertible note, or a shareholders agreement. Now the reason we want to have our data room ready for review early on is because we want to keep the due diligence process as short as possible so you don't lose out on the momentum and time to meet their expectations. Eventually, fundraising is really like a process of speed and aiming to always stay 2 steps ahead of your investor. Step number 9, stay on top of mind and always keep on raising. Once you have completed your fundraising and have the money in the bank, the real work starts now. You need to execute on your plans and deliver on the promise that you have been making. When your ambitions are high, it's actually also pretty likely that you will be in need for another round of financing in the future. Now, and one of the best tips I can give you is to regularly update your existing and your potential investors about your company, their developments, your revenues, what has happened through investment updates. This will keep your investors hot and interested And by the time you want to go out for fundraising again, you don't need to inform them all the time. Now, and as a bonus, by doing that, you will raise and complete your future fundraising rounds faster and avoid the deadly scenario to run out of cash. Now, I hope this brief overview provides you at least a taste of how you can be successful in preparing for your fundraising, and be sure that you're doing the right things at the right time. Now, when you believe this post has really delivered value for you, which of course I hope, then please share it with the world. Amongst that, I have set up a library of very interesting free downloadable content that will help you move the needle fast forward in your business. To check them out, go to thestartupchef.com/library. Make magic every day. Did you love our video? Awesome! Give it a big thumbs up, and if you really love what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe or listen to our podcast, where on a weekly basis I invite game changer CEOs that are moving and shaking in the world of today. See you next time.